Hey guys, so I am back again. Yesterday, a little bit later at night. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not. I had a video on me talking about what I was going to be doing since I hasn't been uploading much. But basically, here's like that first upload of what I was talking about. Where really, I'm just going to be reviewing the campaign. So yeah, you know, kind of like the multiplayer video, or that I sort of reacted to and put my thoughts on Jackson's video, which were mainly just me agreeing with him, because, you know, we both kind of had the same thinking of what it is. But this, I'm going to be doing the campaign, which is certainly a lot longer than multiplayer in terms of story, because, you know, it's meant to have a story, not just shooting at guys with an MP5 and doing really well for no apparent reason other than that you have an MP5. But anyways, so I'm gonna just get to my first point of what I think is good about the campaign, which really is just the gameplay. If you haven't played it, I'm not gonna really spoil anything except for what you're seeing in the background, but you won't be able to hear what they're saying or anything. This is just for one of the missions. But basically, what I mean by gameplay is just how well the game just plays and how they put more effort into the campaign than they did in multiplayer this time. Because the last couple Call of Duty has mainly been just multiplayer only, and pretty much just not really thinking about much of anything other than just multiplayer. And they just kind of strapped the campaign on. But this one was different. They actually did put more time than they usually do into the campaign. So, yeah, that's kind of what I mean by that. Because as you can see, like in this mission, it's not just shooting bad guys. You were learning, and they're teaching you how to do it better. Unlike most games where you just set in and you're pretty much just a soldier that has their aimbot, this mission actually has like a little bit of challenge to it, to where like if you don't do something, it's gonna have some mistakes. Kind of like in Call of Duty 2, there's a mission in a tower where you have to just snipe guys. Any people that get past is you while you're sniping is people you have to fight in close quarters. So the better you do sniping, the easier close quarters combat would be, which is kind of what this level did. Because you don't get rid of the troop carrier trucks and all that, they're gonna be getting up there and you're gonna have to deal with a bunch of troops. But you're like prepared for them. I mean, like how they think ahead more than they did in some earlier campaigns. So yeah, that's kind of that first reason. And I'm pretty sure that most people that have played the campaign would also probably agree with this. If you don't, that's fine. This is just my opinion. Basically, though, if you just sit back and relax, you're gonna enjoy the campaign, though. You get to have how solid the gameplay is by yourself. For my second point about this game is kind of a bit of a challenging one to think about. Is just really just the characters, because like you might have you might think different about some of the characters. Where you might think some of them are just lame, not very well wrote, and some you might think are like the greatest ever. Or mainly including Captain Price, because, you know, he's my man. But basically your characters in this game, to me, they're more different than most other characters in like Black Ops 3 campaign, like the emotionless Hendrix. I kid you not, really does not have an emotion at all. He just, come on, we gotta do this, come on, we gotta do that. Them, in this, they have their own personality. Yeah, but whenever it's needed, it's just scripted heroism. Which I really just like this about the game. And also it gives you more freedom, since instead of just normally linear paths, you have like sometimes like 3 different ways to go. You can get them from the back, or in the house sweeping mission, you can save one of your squad mates if you shoot through the door that it has the guy waiting there with the gun that shoots him. You can save one of your teammates from being injured. And the game earns you trophies for this too. It doesn't just have it there just to be there and wasn't meant to be there. Or it's not like they wanted it to be scripted, but or anything like that. Because you get a trophy for doing that, and which I kind of find is something that I like about the game too. If you do different ways, you might get like a trophy or something. Which, assuming that most of you play PS4, since mainly people that watch are my friends, like I said in that one video. Or if you just have a PS4 or literally any console, or anything really, you know what a trophy is. And if you don't know what a trophy is, then why are you here? You probably have not ever played a game. Okay, but in all honesty though, I just like the different multi-choice things that you can get. Which, like I just mentioned earlier, one of my favorite missions is a mission where you sweep the house, because you have like multiple ways to take care of everybody. You could hit them, you can shoot them through the doors beforehand, or you can just go ahead and injure them. And although they do die in a little after a bit of time, but if you shoot them in the legs, you have the choice to finish them off instantly or not, which isn't much of anything different in most games, but they do get downed and injured instead of just being instantly killed from a shotgun blast to the foot with only like 1 pellet hitting them. And really the campaign's just an enjoyable thing of fun because of how different it is from most of the earlier ones, like I've said already. Yeah, but they just added these little details, like in the mission I'm playing, you have to snipe against the wind, like in Call of Duty. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original one, before 2, 3, and this, is you have to like fight against the wind, or you can try sniping in one of the main bad guys in that mission, or you can wait for the wind to die down. And then have an easier way, just no bullet, with no air pushing against your bullet. And yeah, that's just kind of what I like about the game, is because you have this freedom and that normally you didn't get in other games. I'm going to be mentioning this a lot. Sorry if it gets annoying about me mentioning earlier games. But they are just enjoyable, how different this game is from all the others. As I have recently happened, I had campaigns. Now, I'm kind of stretching this along, so I'm going to move on to my next point, why I think the campaign's good. In which this point isn't really much of a point at all. This is just my favoritized desire, or is the missions and the way that you play. How you said just one character surviving through like multiple things. You switch between Alex, you switch between some of the other characters, and you just get to play a couple different characters that you wouldn't normally. Although this was in quite a lot of Call of Duty games where you had 2 different missions, one with one side of the army, or a character in your army, or something like that. Because you're never just the same person ever. Or you don't really know who you're gonna be until you start the mission. Really, that's all I have to say that's really good about it. Which is quite a bit, because it's just a good game. The campaign is at least. Multiplayer players just make it terrible. But, some things I think were bad about it is that they still haven't toned it down completely from the, action-packed surviving 35 explosions. And this part makes it a little bit unrealistic, but there are a couple more, but reason why it's bad, but that's just one of the more bigger ones that hasn't really been liked in early recent Call of Duties. And it kind of takes you out of the realism of the game, and just takes out your immersion. But really, they're not that big of a deal. And also, the story of the actual thing is pretty enjoyable because it's set in the year of 2019, which was the year that this was released. So there's that. There is a couple of confusing parts, how like Captain Price from like Modern Warfare 2 or something, it looks a lot older than this one and in this game, because this one was before those games. So yeah, the age of Captain Price and stuff is a little bit different, but really those are just small details that only you really notice if you're like been paying attention to the story, you played all the other games or something. So yeah, most of the bad parts about the game are just things that you only notice if you're like really enjoyed in most of the games, or played most of them, and that had this set of characters. There's another stuff like that. But really, there's not much else to say about this game. It's just a good game, and for the campaign, and I really just liked it compared to the other Call of Duties. So that's kind of all I really have to say. It's just a good campaign. And depending on what difficulty you're on, it might seem even more immersive to play, since they do have a realism mode that just takes away almost all your HUD, and you still take as much damage as you would in Veteran, and like 2 shots and you're dead. But yeah, it just makes the game fun, enjoyable, and makes it feel like you're actually in the game. There is not much of anything else really I have to say, so I'm probably just gonna end the video here. Then I will probably be doing one on Spec Ops some point, but you can go ahead and let me know if you don't really want to see that or not in the comments and stuff. But if you do want that, then I'm gonna just do Spec Ops, and I'm kind of done with this little thing, and I'm gonna go back to normally playing games instead of just talking over some gameplay of it. So yeah, just let me know if you like this stuff. If not, then that's fine. I'll just not do it, because it's not the world's most importantest thing if it ain't even enjoyable. Because what's the point of watching something if you don't like it? But yeah, I'd be expecting seeing another video a little bit after this video is posted. I will be starting a stream on a random game of my choice. So yeah, be ready for that. And really, that's all I have to say. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the campaign. There's nothing else really to it. It's just what I think about the campaign. That's about it. Well, just gonna end the video here then. And so, like I said, just let me know if you don't like this or you like it. And out.